Beans, Steve Salt Magazine here. This one will be a little bit faster. Only got 3 albums to show you this time. But how about them pineapples? Jarritos. I wonder how many pineapples they had to squeeze to get that. But I got something old, something some of you can think's old, pretty somewhat new, and then something brand new. It's kind of a 2-part thing. I previously recorded with my daughter Haley, and I'm gonna put it on this one, so that's kind of fun. So let's get to it. All right, this first one. A lot of you are going to be fairly familiar with Tanya Tucker. This was recorded in 1980. Tanya Tucker, Dreamlovers. Said this is her 11th album, but I'm not sure about that. I got to look it up for sure. But I guess she was about 22 when she recorded this. It's pretty country. It's I don't know. I hear, I hate to say this again, but a little bit kind of like Stevie Nicks kind of country in some of it, but a little bit more positive. In fact, the third song, "I've Got Somebody," is really kind of funky. Not sad country at all. You know, I've got somebody. Supposed to be I lost somebody, right? You know, but at this time, as you can see, that somebody was Glenn Campbell, and he duets with her on the last songs on both sides. A couple of Dreamlovers, they were kind of an item at the time. In fact, Dreamlover is the duet with Glenn Campbell on the first side. It's Bobby Darin's song from 1959. And then the last song on the B side is My Song, which the other duet with Glenn Campbell. But yeah, they were an item at this time. Lucky dude in those days. But her hit song, some of you might recognize her, if anything, Delta Dawn. That was her big hit when she was 13 back in 73, I think, something like that. That's probably been right now. But this was just 2 albums before this. She was rocking out with a couple other albums, TNT and Tear Me Apart, which I've got the TNT album. I don't know if I have the other one. But so anyway, this is one of Tanya Tucker's albums that are it's pretty hard to find, actually. But as far as I can tell. But once again, a lovely cover, just spectacular cover. Alright, this next one, a lot of you are going to be familiar with, even more familiar with. I finally picked it up. Yeah, kind of late in the game. But this is actually a really good album. I'd heard it before, but you know, because a lot of this was on the radio. There's a lot of hit songs on here, even ones that weren't on the radio. But had a chance to get this super cheap, and didn't want to pass it up. Once again, sucker for album covers. A lot of you are probably wanting to know who the heck that is. Her name's Tristan. You can find her out there if you really want to. Yeah, she doesn't really look like that at all. Her face, anyway. But yeah, get that out of the way. But this is Dredg's 5th album. Dredg is the initials of their names originally when they first started. That's how they came up with that. But this is actually recorded in 2011, or came out in 2011 actually. And so it's been out a while, but as we vinyl lovers always know, you know, it's music's not old. There's only new music. There's no old music. But anyway, this is Chuckles and Mr. Squeezy. 5 years down the line, most of you know who this is. Heard this album, songs from it. You know, though they played with bands like Thrice and Chevelle, Deftones, and stuff like that, and were kind of known in the metal world before, this is not metal. If you're looking for a metal album, and don't know, this is not going to be metal. This is real, just real pop rock, you know. Kind of, they morphed into more of a, their other stuff's good, they just kind of morphed more into a Coldplay thing, more accessible. But you know, real contemplative lyrics. A lot of times they kind of brings to mind the awful truth. You know, if you want to know the truth of it. And kind of strangely enough, but yeah, it does. It just kind of reminds me of the awful truth. But there's, you know, some good songwriting on here, kind of contemplative lyric writing. Another Tribe is kind of a song about the folly of following trends, which is real kind of interesting. Kind of a thumb in the eye to other bands, you know, pop bands, pop idea, but they got the pop chops. So let's see, the Tent. It's really kind of smooth Saturday night sounds, you know. I mean, stuff you're gonna just not necessarily mellow out to, but kind of, it's sort of a party album, but not in like the wild crazy party, just like in the pop sound way. But the thought of losing you, now that is a freaking pop song. It's I mean, that's a pop song. The thought of you losing you, it's not an option. That's just great lyrics right there. Not super clever, but it's good lyrics, you know. Caliphate kind of reminds me of like it's an acoustic song. Kind of reminds me of like a modern day Cats in the Cradle thing, but with more of a nicer ending, really. But lots of catchy songs sung from the heart. You know, like side A is just really not going to go down without a fight. You know, Upon Returning, you probably heard that. Some real contemplative poppy songs. You know, real catchy, sung from the heart. Smooth instrumentation by the band. It's very much a band musician album. You know, smooth vocals, smooth bass. Just, you know, sounds real bandy. This one, I decided to make this one a great. Can't remember what you called it. Anyway, they sent the CD, sent it on CD. If anybody remembers what those are, or has anything even to play these on, way back in 2011, yeah, you know. But you know, that was nice of them. I don't know if I had a download code because I don't need one because I still have a ROM drive in my computer. But some cool art here, logos, I guess you want to call them, to kind of go with the 180 gram purple. Looks pretty sweet. That's a nice platter there. I love to feel that heavy weight. Makes it sound so much better. But kind of clever with the typefaces and stuff. I like that. It's always good to see. Nicely done artwork. This band really should be a little bigger, but you know, I don't know how many albums there are between Coldplay albums, but they could be, you know, I don't know if they even played with Coldplay out there, but this is like a, you know, their own Coldplay band if they kept that up, you know, but I guess they don't want to be trendy anyway, right? Not have just another tribe. But yeah, Dredg, Mr. Chuckles and Mr. Squeezy. Pretty cool albums. Pick it up if you know, if you're into the pop style, real good pop writing like Coldplay, that kind of thing. If you want more of their, you know, this is kind of arty rock. If you want more of their arty, more metal tinged stuff, look for their earlier stuff, which I actually don't have any of, I don't think. But there's some real good other songs out there. So anyway, Dredg. Okay, for this last album, I've got my girl Haley.
Hola.
Seemed appropriate for this.
Thank you. This is icing on the top of Ladyhawke.
Something like that. Just picked this up the other day.
Album.
That's not a knife, that's a knife. That's very appropriate since this artist is from New Zealand. Right?
So, yep, she was born 1939.
1939.
1979.
79.
She's 36 years old.
I saw this album and I thought, that's pretty cool looking. And I just love the album cover. I picked this up from Amoeba in Hollywood
That's amazing.
because they were all gone when I finally had the money to get this album. They were all gone from her Bandcamp page. So yeah, Amoeba is like a big, huge record store in Hollywood, and they happen to have one copy of this yellow version. There's a more exclusive, people who really like Ladyhawke version of this album that is clear with yellow splatter, and it's limited to 300. And this is limited, but I don't know to how many. I haven't been able to find out how many. Maybe it says on here. But I actually like this version better. I think this looks better than the splatter version.
I think I only recognize her from this album.
So you don't remember necessarily listening to My Delirium? That song. That's what she's most known for. Is My Delirium. Anybody in the know knows, of course. That's a very cool video. It's got her cruising through the desert in a Thunderbird. Kind of cartoony looking and everything. Very cool video. Said she's from New Zealand.
You'll have to watch
Your
it.
first thought, what was your first thought when you first heard? Who'd she remind you of? Sounds like
She
Steve.
sounds like Stevie Nicks.
Yeah, that's kind of first thought. It sounded like a bit like Stevie
She
Nicks.
reminded me of Stevie Nicks. But I remember hearing it before. It kind of reminded me of like watching movies and
Yes, she's kind of a, I don't know if you call her an 80s kid, but I suppose she, Ladyhawke, if you know, she got that name from the movie, right?
Yeah, I didn't know that.
It kind of reminds you of
Before
Bowie and
looking it up.
Neverending Story and Ladyhawke and all that kind of stuff. To me, one of the first bands that came to mind when I first heard this was Yaz. You know, all the glorious 80s synth pop out there. She plays guitar. She plays guitar.
The bass guitar, the acoustic guitar, and synthesizer. I thought it was cool that she played synthesizer because it's like a keyboard, but it's even more.
More than a keyboard, yeah. They probably don't hear you.
It's like a DJ set, but in a keyboard form. Listening to like any kind of different sounds. So it makes me wonder if she like made like her own sounds when she played.
Well, she said people think that she doesn't do her own music, write her own music, and she does. But I think it's probably because she has help with them. Like on this one, she had producer Tommy English help her with this, and I don't know how much, you know, he was coming up with different sounds and stuff, and she said she'd go with that. That sounds good. Let's go with that, and they'd run with that. And this album sounds more like, almost more like just her in the synthesizer, more like the 80s bands, and less like a band. Like her first two sound a little bit more like a band. You know, you hear the guitar and stuff. You don't hear as much guitar on this at all. It's really very heavily synth. And
That's what I like about it though, is because it's not. It's very creatively put together.
yeah, every song is really good, and it's real upbeat. She said she had written a third album, and she didn't like it. It was sounding too sad or something. And she said she had dumped her alcohol, and she stopped drinking, and dumped that album and put out a fun album, and that's what you get here. And it looks like this. It's upbeat. It's happy sounding. This is going to be, if not the, it's going to be one of the summer download card, of course. One of the summer feel good albums of the summer. That's what I'm trying to say.
I liked her haircut when I saw it. It was very.
Actually, in that she reminds me a little bit more of Stevie Nicks, a little bit, which is probably what makes me like her more too. But the coloring on this looks like it's a little more banana than I thought. than it looked on the picture.
Lemon.
But I mean, that's
It's a lemon.
That's how you do album art, stuff like that. This is, I mean, it looks fun. I mean, look at that. So you got your lyrics sheet. It's pretty clear what she's saying on stuff. Anyway, but she said she got her start riding in a car with a friend or something, and they went for a ride, and
yeah, her friend kind of inspired her to write music, encouraged her to write music. And she was all for it. She was like, yeah, let's do this.
she did it. And yeah, this is a great album. I'd say pick this up. Anybody likes 80s synth rock, or of course indie, which means everything, you know, everything is, I mean, stuff like this, like Passion Pit and who else like that is popular but still indie, you know, whatever. This is popular but still indie, I guess.
I never thought it would be indie. It sounded like alternative.
I suppose what makes it indie is it doesn't say Warner Brothers, but unless
I can see how it is indie, but like almost alternative goth music, or not goth, but
too happy to be
like,
God.
yeah, it's not.
There's no risk cutting going on here.
No, like happy punk music.
Yeah. New wave.
Yeah, that's a good.
Yeah, this is. You could file this under new wave. Really.
What is new wave? Just like
This.
the new wave.
Well, what I would say is that it's more upbeat punk. It's not just. It's
not emo.
no, there's no emo here.
No.
It's happy emo. Happy emotions.
Right.
There's nothing sad going on here.
Happy.
Just fun,
No.
cool, fun, fun. Lots of fun. So,
Fascination.
if you're in the know, you already know. But if not, check this out. Like, you know, you think? Summer album of the year?
Yep, something you'd listen to cruising in your buggy.
Right?
Or whatever car.
Absolutely. Alright, I think we got it.
Awesome.
Well, hey, thanks for watching this two-part video. I had this all uploaded a week ago, but someone didn't like one of the songs I had in the background, and it took me a week to get it back to it, and then re-edited and re-uploaded. Now, the idea of a music review video without any music seems strange, so I'll keep adding it in as much as I can. I'm just encouraging you all to go purchase these tunes for yourself. But I'm one of these crazy capitalists who thinks you should pay an artist for their work, which is the valid reason I took off the Ladyhawke video I had originally tagged on the end here. But I left a link for that rad video at the end, or at the end of my text on here, at the bottom. So you can go check that video out. I'm going to spread out the hot rod footage, one, to help shorten the videos, and two, because I've been so busy working, haven't had much time to get out there. But I've got some stuff coming up. So, hey, now go out, use your God-given talents, do something cool. Thanks for watching. Right on. Right on.